It's been about a week now since I stopped eating protein. Well, that's not true. Meat. Since I stopped eating meat, dairy, eggs, and sugar. And so far my skin is responding really well. So I think I'm on the right track. It's not perfect, but anytime you have an elimination diet and you're taking foods out of your diet, it's never an overnight success. It always takes actually even several weeks, maybe up to like 2 months. So I think just to see results so quickly in a week is really good, a really good sign. So I'm going to keep up on that. Not having meat is something new for me. I have never done that. So I'm having to look up recipes for food to eat so that I don't not feed myself properly. You can't just switch to being a vegetarian, or actually what I'm doing is vegan, because I eat no animal products. I don't eat dairy, I don't eat eggs, I can't think of any other animal byproducts, but I don't eat anything else. So it's very important to make sure you're getting the proper nutrition anytime you eliminate something, especially meat, because there are certain amino acids that you get from meat that you need to try very hard to replicate when you're a vegetarian. It doesn't just happen. You cannot just live on salad. You're going to have nutritional problems. So it's a learning curve for me. It's definitely new. It's interesting. When I first started, I still have fish, so I'll have tuna or salmon, other kinds of fish. So I guess you could say what is that, a pescatarian vegan? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm sure there's a name for it. I know that rice and beans form a complete protein, and that's just something that I remember from the past. So I've been eating a lot of rice and bean burritos, and it's worked, and it's been great, and it fills me up, and I'm ready for a little more variety. So there's a website. It's actually really nice. I like it. There's a few things I would change about it. It's not perfect, but it's the functionality is wonderful. It's called allrecipes.com. And you can search for recipes, you can edit the recipes, and you can drag and drop and create a meal plan for yourself for the week. It's great. You can check out the ratings. The recipes have been rated. You can share recipes with friends. My mom turned me onto it. It's actually really cool. So I'm looking at that site. They don't have any vegan selection, so I'm just doing vegetarian and then searching that way and kind of either substituting the dairy and the eggs, or not doing that recipe altogether. And I'm excited to try it. So I'm gonna go check that out right now. I'm gonna go make some recipe meal plans. It's always been, everybody says make a meal plan, and it's easy to do if you're eating the same thing every day. If you're eating chicken, green beans, and sweet potatoes 6 times a day, sure, there's your meal plan. Eat that all day. But when you want variety and when you want to still enjoy yummy things, that's when you really have to get creative. So I'm gonna go see what I can find. And there's so many sirens today. It's crazy. I guess there must be lots of action going on downstairs. 2 things before I finish. Number 1, my forearm is not misshaped. I promise. See, I have a regular arm, just like everybody else. It just looks really funny in the video. And 2, my face looks dirty because I just spray tan. So anyway, those things aside, I was reading an article yesterday, and I'll post it, but I'm not sure if this doctor is legit or not. So I will give you that big disclaimer. I don't know if I would buy what he says 100%. He does bring up some very good points and very good things to think about. And there's a list of 10 foods that we should avoid, and I know there's hundreds of those, but the reason that this list I liked is because it talks about a lot of the chemicals or additives that they feed our animals that go into the meat. And it really made me kind of connect some dots. So I think the reason why I am doing well not eating meat also, I don't think I have a problem eating meat because I've eaten meat my whole life, and I don't think meat is bad for me. I think certain types of meat, and after you look at this article, you'll see in pork they feed pigs this, it starts with an R, it's some R poison that they feed the pigs that tries to make them more muscular, so there's less fat in our meat, but it stays in the pig. So when you eat it, same thing with turkeys. They do that a lot before Thanksgiving. Cows, obviously, everybody knows, are pumped full of hormones, so they can produce milk and have good meat and tons of other things. So my friend who posted this is actually right. She's totally right. Our body. What I was going to say before I so rudely cut myself off with my thumb is that she's so right. She was making the point that when we eat a poison for our body, something our bodies don't like, our bodies are so smart that they encapsulate it in fat, so we don't process it and it doesn't sit in our bodies and harm us. Now, we don't want that result. We, as humans, don't like fat, so we think it's just a bad thing and it's a problem. But it's actually our body's way of talking to us and telling us when we're doing something we shouldn't be doing. And I know it's kind of a no-brainer. Everybody thinks Cheetos or cookies or whatever your Achilles heel is, if I eat that, it's going to make me fat because it's fattening. But maybe look at it from the other point of view. Maybe look at it that your body really doesn't want that in it. It's not good for you. It might cause cancer or a disease or diabetes or other problems, and it's trying to save you from that. So that's something to keep in mind, which is also why they say your fat stores toxins. It's so true. So as you're exercising and losing weight, your body's releasing those toxins back into you. So you might feel a little, you might have different emotions come up. Different toxins and substances in our bodies can make us feel different ways. Long story short, this is a whole other conversation, but the lower part of your intestines, your small intestine, has it's kind of like your second brain. It has feelings and sensations, and when you eat certain things and it passes through there, it can make you feel sad or happy or emotions. Especially, okay, so the example I have is something with benzodiazepines. When you eat that, it makes you feel really good, but it makes you crave more. Benzodiazepines, I believe, don't quote me, I have to reread the article, but I think that it's either the same chemical structure as what's in heroin, or it's similar, something that makes us happy and want more of that. Anyway, so you might feel different emotions and feel sick because your body's processing toxins. So my whole point of this is I love that I connected those dots, because I always knew that my skin was kind of eliminating toxins and trying to, get rid of things my body doesn't like, but it wasn't until yesterday, even though it was right in front of my face, that I connected the dots that my body's trying to not give me cancer or other problems, and I am so grateful for that. And I've had this signal screaming at me loudly, and I haven't heard it. It's like it was speaking in a different language. Well, it is speaking in a different language. I didn't know the language. But the more I'm learning, the more I'm realizing that it's actually a good thing that my body is so sensitive and tells me right away if I ate something that's not good for it. Other people aren't so lucky. Other people just store it as fat. So they're less inclined to, it's easier to have another cookie or a few Cheetos. If you're just going to gain, a few ounces, it's nominal. If I'm going to get a few more breakouts, it's very noticeable and painful and uncomfortable. I don't want that. I notice every little bit that I eat and do to my skin. So I now am looking at it as a blessing that my skin is so sensitive, because I am more aware of eating unhealthy things and will take those out of my diet, whereas someone else might not be as in tune with that, and they might keep eating things and get cancer, get Alzheimer's or strokes or diabetes or high blood pressure, on and on, are the symptoms we can have when our bodies are out of balance. So actually, I'm kind of glad. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing. Okay, I had to share this. We're at the beach again today, and last time I was at the beach, I thought of a genius tip. I'm so proud of myself. It's the stupidest thing, but it makes me so happy. So right now I'm still in the car. Notice, see, car. that's me here. Right now is when I need to be putting sunscreen from my knees down. Not when I get to the beach and my legs are coated in sand and then I can't brush the sand off because it's kind of wet and it's stuck to me. And then so I try and put sunscreen over it and then I just get this weird sand exfoliant product mishmash that I'm smearing around on my feet and my calves. I'm trying not to exfoliate my tan, but it's just a nightmare. And I've always, that's been as soon as I get to the beach, I dread it. I dread putting sunscreen on my calves and feet. And I just thought of the best idea.